Hey everyone, it's me, Pasha and Bogat. I thought I'll make this video of me and Satan. The reason for that is that as I think about Satan more and more, I'm just so flabbergasted by him because I look at my channel and then I go, not only do I love you guys and I love when you guys listen to my videos and you comment, you even subscribe, you like it, but it's not really all about that. Because when someone sees that I love Satan, when they see that what I'm trying to do is like, I'm really trying to connect with everyone, that's what really fucking matters. Because why do we care so much about social media in a sense of someone following someone? Because I'm not trying to be the next Jim Jones, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm really trying to be real with you. It's like Satan is really all about self-development. What do you have to offer to yourself to become that ascended higher version of who you are? Anyone that watches my videos would, and hopefully they see like I'm not some person that wants to get on YouTube and then just BS everyone, because I said this before in most of my videos, is like all this stuff is pretty, difficult to just spend close to $1,000 for a camera, a microphone, and do all that stuff that someone would pretend to be, and a sense of being a charlatan. It's like, I get it, people do that because they want that following, they want to be that individual that wants to be followed for the sake of following. I mean, hell, you have people on Instagram that just by their aesthetics, their image, they just want people just to like them just because they look beautiful, and they model, they bend over, you know those women, they just bend over wearing these bikinis and things of that nature. And I'm really all about, and mind you, I'm not like I'm not saying it's bad, and I'm not knocking anyone that does that, but excuse me, kind of went down the wrong pipe there. But what I'm saying is, I try to be as authentic as possible. You know what I mean? And mind you, for the Instagram models that do that, good luck for them and hell Satan to them, especially if they on the left hand path and they they do the same shit that I do, and it's like, that's good for them, but you work with whatever's good for you. But I just feel, without being judgmental, I'm just simply not that type of person that just simply wants to do it for aesthetic reasons. Like, look at me, there's probably not a lot of individuals like myself that you see on YouTube that probably this guy with the backwards hat, and I'm just chill. But I am 100% with you. This is just me kicking back, talking about Satan, talking about the occult, and I can only be myself. I don't care about what other people think about me. All I care about is producing this good content to you so that you guys could appreciate who Satan is. I mean, think about it. We spend most of our time, especially if you're someone who's just new to the left-hand path, you spend most of your time working the 9-to-5 job, and you're not really aware of the whole idea of that rat race, in a sense of being in this matrix. You know what I mean? This system that, if you're able to pull back the veil and you see it for what it is, and you have really amazing spirits, patrons that could really help you to work with magic, black magic, and to utilize it to have control over your life. It's like, you appreciate these individuals for that, because it's like, why not? It's like working the 9-to-5, working this life that you just you want to change that. It's like, it's just not good for you. And that's why I'm making this video. It's like, it's a big fucking hell Satan. It's not me posing to be someone else. It's all about Satan's. It's all about what could you bring to the table. You understand? What could you bring to the table? Can you bring to the table to any other individual that's into black magic? You know, how they could, if they really did wanted to, move shit with their fucking mind. Better yet, learn different systems of magic, like the Vaudun magic system. You have other magic systems like the Clyfoth. You know, you really dig deep into these things, or even look at how other, I won't say industries, but you have other groups, covens, if you will, like the Golden Dawn. Even things online. You have Become a Living God, or Satan and Sons. You know, these covens, these groups that really further Satan the best way possible. It's like, that's why I make these videos. It's like there's so much of us that really want to put Satan out there, to really stand up and be like, Satan isn't what people think he is. He is the best thing that will ever happen to you. You know what I mean? It's like I hear light workers talk about all this law of attraction, but interestingly, do they even know where that comes from? Like the Kabbalion? It's like, do they not know like knowledge stems from Satan, the light bearer, or should I say Lucifer, the light bearer? It's like he enlightens everyone on how they could better understand their lives. It's like, who doesn't want that? And then you have individuals that they end up looking at Satan, they look at a Lucifer, Lilith, Marbus, all of those of the Goetia, the Clyath, hierarchy. You can name any form of demonic hierarchy in according to culture, and though they may have similar aliases or different aliases, different energies or the same energies, it's just, dude, I love all that in a sense where it's all about how you're supposed to connect with the left-hand path, and you offer something new to the table. What is your system of magic that you could bring to the fucking table? Like, for example, I'm making this video not just because I'm dedicating it to Satan, but it's also because this is going to be hours before I do my ritual of Doth, of the Clyfoth. It's like, that's what I'm all about. I'm really all about, how am I supposed to further my life with black magic? How am I supposed to continue in doing these things that's going to further Satan? When I fucking think like I have no content to come on YouTube to encourage others to do the things I do, I gain it. I gain all that confidence, that conviction all over again. You know what I mean? Not that it went anywhere, but it's more or less of, I guess for me, my discouragement is looking at less views of my videos, because I've been technically on YouTube only for good 2 weeks. It's March 9th. I've started at the last week of February. It's been officially 2 weeks. I've been going strong as far as like 57 videos already. Every topic that I could think of that I put into my black journal, took that shit out, made a fucking video out of it. I experienced stuff within my left-hand path, within my life. I make a video out of it. Why? Because this is something that I want to do for the rest of my life, in the sense of helping people to understand who Satan is. You know, this is nothing. You know, this is nothing compared to actually you experiencing who Satan is. When you experience Satan for who he really is, or any of the demonic hierarchy, no matter where you're from. I don't care if you're from the United Kingdom and you're looking at this video, from Japan to India to Africa, whomever, Canada, whatever. I implore you, anyone, if there's anyone out there that's listening to me and you're viewing my messages, please, I implore you, please try to set yourself up with a basic ritual. And I have one of my basic standard rituals in my channel. Look it up and you'll see. You don't need to have much. You don't need to have an expensive altar, the one that I have. You don't need anything like that. All I know is that you do your research first. Even though for me, my victory when it comes to communicating with spirits, I just go ahead and do it. Either they're new or not, I telepathically focus on them. But if I don't know them, I usually write out their sigil and I go through ceremony, ritual, like with Doth, which is about to happen in a couple of hours. Because it's my first time meeting him, so I want to make sure that everything is done in a proper way. I got his sigil, and then I make sure that everything is done in that type of way. But normally, I end up just communicating with them in a telepathic way. Why? Because I throw myself at the abyss, within the abyss, and I make sure that, like, as I do so, my system of magic, it's effective for me because it works. Now, what does that mean for you? That means that you don't necessarily need to know the specific day or night of the particular demon. I mean, for starters, if you want to really do it the legitimate way, do so. Know the day, the nighttime of the particular demon. Do it. It works for you, do it. But I know for me, for my victories, what helped me out is that when I, like, for example, when I knew Sora for the first time, I didn't actually conjure him up in the daytime according to him being a daemon. I simply did it around this time, during the very late evenings, right before I went to sleep. So that right there proves that you don't have to stick to a rigid, system of magic if you don't want to. That's my particular success in magic. It may not be for you. Try it out. Experiment. It's like when it comes to the candles, the incense, the candles I stick with is just generic black. Some people they want to get the color of that particular demon. Cool. You know what I mean? Cool. But no matter what, if you stick to what your gut is telling you, that intuition is saying to you, and you feel that a demon is calling you, dude, do whatever works for you. You have to put magic in your own hands and see what works for you. One last thing before I end this video. As I was making the sigil for Doth, what ended up happening is that as I was drawing it, the sigil, a voice entered my mind. And that voice that entered my mind simply told me it doesn't have to be perfect. It's meant through intent. If you intend to summon Doth, dude, it's good. And the reason why I know that it's good and that voice isn't my own is for the simple fact that everything is really about your intent. The tattoo that I have on his arm, believe it or not, within the tattoo, it's pretty dark here due to the lighting, but behind this tattoo, you have, well, obviously it's Satan, right? But behind it is a clock, because I'm always conscientious of time, and I have the sigil of Satan. But I had this tattoo, I gotten this tattoo way before I even conjured up Lucifer. At one point, I wasn't that individual that struggled too much between the difference between Satan and Lucifer, which is a video that I've made separate. You can look that out on this channel, and I explain the differences between the two. But when it comes to this tattoo, I have the sigil of a Lucifer, even though the source where I got it from was Satan, and it said it was Satan. So I jotted down on my tattoo artist put it down, or should I say I've drawn it up, and then my tattoo artist, he did the tattoo itself. And it's only later that I found out that it was actually Lucifer's sigil and not Satan. Question: do you think that Lucifer and Satan gives a fucking damn about if I messed up or not? Or do you believe it's the intent behind the tattoo. It's the intent, don't you think? It's the intent that you have when it comes to how you charge up any sigil. It could be a smiley face. If that smiley face is your sigil and the sense of just connecting with Lucifer, do so. I mean, people that are very pragmatic, oh, well, I won't say pragmatic, but they're too strict and they're sticklers by it and they want to go by a very strict magic system, dude, it's whatever for them. All I know is that when it comes to me, when it comes to what I teach and what I promote, dude, it's really up to you. I always recommend, for starters, guys, do your research, look at the sigils, make sure that you do research on the research that you even do, so that you know that you're getting the best out of it. And as you get the hang of it, like you're riding those tricycles, on the bicycle for a while, and those training wheels, then you just get those training wheels off until you actually do it your own. And that's what this video is really about. It's really encouraging you to do it your own, but then at the same time, for those who are new, make sure that you know what you're doing, you know who you're communicating before you even do it. Okay, as always, guys, I love you guys. All right, I really do. I love this video. I just hope that you guys subscribe, like this video, because honestly, the more you guys like this video, it really does make sense, because it means a lot to me, because the more likes that this video gets, the other individuals that are looking for good content and they're trying to understand what the left hand path is all about, please smash that like button. Okay, thank you guys so much. I love you all. Thank you for listening. Have a good one. Have a good bye.